it's beef. Like, it's just the culture now. On the beef just to do it. And be full.
So Yungeen Ace finally broke his silence, and what he dropped got the whole scene spinning. SpotemGottem didn't just fade out for no reason. According to Ace, once that snitch label started floating around and them Jacksonville lines got crossed, the streets froze up real quick. When Ace started hinting at them paperwork whispers and called out who can't move like they used to, suddenly that quiet, low-key behavior made perfect sense. But before diving into all that, let's rewind a bit, because this story didn't just show up out of nowhere. SpotemGottem didn't fall off because the industry ghosted him. This runs way deeper than playlists, clout, or promo deals. What really went down ties straight into Jacksonville's street politics. Old snitching talk that never fully died. Alliances that dragged Ace into wars he never truly signed up for, and then boundaries that once got crossed and never healed back. You cross that line once and it stays crossed forever. Anybody who knows the rap game knows Jacksonville ain't just another city. It's a battlefield where memories run long and deep. Crews matter, ties matter, and your rep, that's your life out there. On one side, you got Yungeen Ace, riding with ATK, a camp knee-deep in real beef for years.
You know we got to get into all the rumors about the snitching and all that. So they're saying you snitched on Y&R Mookie, and there's a lot of noise out there about it. Paper's been leaked and all that, allegations flying around. What's your side of the story? Just let's set the record straight.
And on the other side, you got SpotemGottem, a Jacksonville artist tied to Y&R, a whole different circle with its own codes, politics, and heavy history.
Nah, me and Mookie, we talk. It's some old shit. I don't know. Like, I never seen it, but I seen it on the internet. I guess the police put whatever the allegations they put. But me and Mookie, we cool. That's my brother. Like, he already know. That just, I don't know how I got on the internet. Police put.
There's like
I said, den drop, and we both went to jail for like 21 days before it got out, and it was nothing after that. I never heard of it. It's just not coming.
Things been tense for a minute, and now the truth's bubbling up louder than ever. At first, SpotemGottem wasn't even at the top of Ace's list of problems. He wasn't the main op at all. But in Jacksonville, it don't take much for those lines to get drawn and the tension to spark. The real flame that put SpotemGottem right on Ace's radar wasn't even a diss track. It was the snitching rumors that started flying around back in 2020. Word on the streets was that Spotem had flipped on his own homie, Y&R Mookie, after they both got bagged on the same case.
Pick me up, boy, real shit. Know how I rock.
When that happened, people noticed something fast. Mookie stayed locked up, but Spotem came home real quick. Next thing you know, paperwork started floating around online and blogs jumped all over it. Fans were picking sides, dropping hot takes, and calling it out left and right. Spotem tried to shut it down, saying the paperwork got misread and that the internet was twisting everything.
You playing SpotemGottem up. The whole this told on his homeboy and never told on no. I had homeboys telling on me. You know how that shit feel. I never tell on no. Boy, tried me.
He even said him and Mookie were still tight. But in street culture, once that word snitch gets attached to your name, it don't wash off easy. Denying it doesn't make it disappear, it just keeps everybody talking louder. One user wrote, "Just own up to it, you snitched." Another said, "He is a child, of course he snitched. What did you expect?" Some people even claimed he snitched, but Mookie forgave him. Still, Yungeen Ace wasn't letting none of that slide.
When die behind me. Well, I never, all right.
He spoke on it straight up, pushing that same story. That Spotem had ratted and there was no coming back from it. Ace even called out DJ Academics for stirring things up, saying he was pushing the story like it was entertainment when it was way deeper than that. Ace made it clear.
I got on this, no. I ain't even want to play with. You know I ain't even want to play with, bro. For real.
This wasn't some internet rumor for clicks or jokes. In his eyes, snitching was a street rule you just don't break, and once that label gets stuck to your name, it follows you everywhere you go. That's when the situation stopped being just about rap. It turned real fast.
You never cooperated with no police. Police know how I rock. Police know how I rock. Police tell you I never said it.
Jacksonville already had a long list of street wars brewing between ATK, KTA, and other camps tied to artists like Julio Fulio. Diss tracks weren't just songs anymore. They were triggers. People were already getting hurt. Lives were being lost. And whether SpotemGottem liked it or not, he was getting pulled right into that storm that was way bigger than his music career. Then came 2022, and things took an even darker turn. Yungeen, a Louisiana rapper who shared real ties and multiple tracks with Yungeen Ace, was shot and killed in a targeted attack right outside his home. Reports say he was sitting outside with his pops when gunmen rolled up and started shooting. Jada got hit several times and didn't make it. The whole rap scene felt that one heavy. For Ace, that loss hit deep. Jada wasn't just another rapper or collab partner, he was like family, a brother in spirit. They had history, some tension, but also real love underneath it all. And when Jada passed, Ace didn't come with disrespect or diss tracks. He came with heartbreak and honesty, saying straight up that pride got in the way. Ace spoke from the heart, saying he and Jada could have fixed whatever issues they had if pride hadn't got in the way, but not everyone shared that same mindset.
Now you dissing me and Storm saying F my dad, homeboys, this and that. How I'ma feel? But I just supposed to sit back, just, you know what I'm saying, be quiet, don't say nothing. If it was me on the other end, the same thing, they would've.
Fulio, Ace's longtime rival, went online and mocked Jada's death like it was a joke. Then SpotemGottem jumped in right behind him, laughing with Fulio, posting wild stuff and throwing slick shots. That's when people in the street started looking at SpotemGottem sideways, real sideways. See, in the culture, there's one line you don't cross. You don't diss the dead, especially not someone who wasn't even your direct op. Jada wasn't SpotemGottem's problem, and he wasn't part of SpotemGottem's beef. But by riding with Fulio during that moment, SpotemGottem inserted himself into something way deeper than music. He stepped into a street war that already had too many bodies tied to it, and the reaction was rough. One person commented, "Ignorance is bliss and contagious. Since when has it been cool to diss the dead?" Another wrote, "The culture is sad, nothing but senseless destruction, SMH." Those weren't just internet takes. That was real disappointment from people who understood the code. From the outside, it might have looked like clout chasing or online drama, but inside Jacksonville, that was a serious move, a straight-up violation. Rolling with Fulio while clowning someone close to Ace wasn't just disrespect, it was a public statement. Whether SpotemGottem meant it or not, that move told everyone he picked a side, and that this beef wasn't ending anytime soon. In Jacksonville's culture, once you pick a side, that's it. There's no playing neutral, no crossing back over. So when Ace talks about SpotemGottem laying low, he's not talking about streams or chart numbers. He's talking about pressure, real pressure. Because after everything that went down, SpotemGottem's name was buzzing in the streets, but not in a good way. Those snitch rumors were still floating around. His street credibility was shaky, and now he was tied to dead op dissing while being linked up with Fulio.
It's beef, like, it's just the culture now. On the beef, just to do it. Be forward.
A rapper who had enemies all across the map, and even once had talk of a bag on his head. The tension was crazy. Then came June 23rd, 2024, Fulio's birthday. That night, Fulio was shot and killed by some of the same ops he'd been taunting for years, allegedly. The news hit hard, and after that, people started whispering that SpotemGottem had been moving different, watching his back heavy. With everything going on, he wasn't just facing street drama, he had legal smoke too. Over the years, SpotemGottem stacked up a whole list of serious charges. Grand theft auto, weapons possession, fleeing police, even one wild chase on a wave runner that ended in a crash. Reports said they even found a Glock modified with a switch. None of these were small cases. Each one brought more heat, more eyes, and more risk. And when you've got the streets watching and the law pressing down, something's gotta give. SpotemGottem even survived a drive-by shooting. Proof that all that chaos he was caught in wasn't just rumors, it was real danger closing in. After all that chaos, SpotemGottem's world was spinning out of control. The music had slowed down, the shows got scarce, and the streets were way too hot for comfort. Every move he made had eyes on it. Both the law and the streets were watching. Word was, he barely trusted anyone, keeping his circle small and staying on the low, but trouble still seemed to find him no matter how quiet he tried to move. The streets were talking heavy, some saying karma was catching up, others saying he was just another rapper caught in the wrong life. Either way, things weren't looking good. The same energy that once fueled his come up had now turned into paranoia and pressure. He'd gone from viral hits to dodging bullets and court dates, from rap blogs to mug shots, and every headline seemed to dig him in deeper. Meanwhile, Yungeen Ace kept doing his thing, dropping music, moving carefully, and keeping his name clean of that same chaos. But he didn't forget the noise or who stood on what side when the smoke got thick. The tension between them might have gone quiet in public, but in Jacksonville, silence don't mean peace. It usually means someone's plotting. Now, with Foolio gone, the streets are shaky, alliances are shifting, and everyone's wondering who's next. SpotemGottem's got enemies on all corners, legal trouble stacking up, and a reputation hanging by a thread. It's like the walls are closing in. One bad move, one wrong post, and everything he built could come crashing down again. The game's cold, and in Jacksonville, nobody forgets. Now the question everybody's asking, can SpotemGottem really bounce back from all this? The music world's got a short memory, but the streets, they never forget. Every time his name pops up, it ain't about a new hit. It's about old beefs, legal smoke, or somebody throwing shade. It's like the spotlight won't let him grow past the chaos he came from. Industry folks been keeping their distance too. Labels don't want the extra drama, promoters don't want to risk the violence, and even some artists that used to ride with him have gone ghost. That snitch talk still lingers. And with Foolio gone, a lot of folks see Spotem as exposed. No big crew, no safety net, and too much noise around his name. But here's the twist. There are still fans who ride for him heavy. They're saying he's being targeted, that the internet twisted the story, and that the industry blacklisted him just to keep their image clean. Some people even claim he's sitting on unreleased heat that could remind everyone why he blew up in the first place. Still, every comeback in the rap game needs timing. And in Spotem's case, timing could mean life or death. Jacksonville's got eyes everywhere, and everyone's watching to see what move he makes next. Will he try to rebuild and flip his image, or keep living with one foot in the music world and one in the streets? Because out there, one bad connection can cost everything. And in that city, redemption don't come easy. SpotemGottem was literally inches away from being paralyzed. That moment should have been a wake-up call for everybody watching. That's when most people would step back, move smarter, and cut off all that extra drama. But here's the truth. Once your name's tied up in certain street stories, you don't always get to choose peace. In Ace's eyes, the story was never about the industry turning its back on SpotemGottem. It was about the streets closing in. Ace made it clear, Spotem wasn't blackballed by labels or ignored by the game. He got boxed in by street politics. Too many rumors, too many enemies, too many lines crossed. The pressure came from every direction. Fans, rivals, even people from his own city. And when Ace looked at how Spotem moved, clowning with Foolio, jumping in beefs that weren't his, and letting the snitch talk float without fully clearing it, he saw a man who'd walked himself into a corner. Meanwhile, Ace stayed on code. He spoke about loyalty, honor, and how pride mixed with street life can destroy everything you worked for. Jada Youngin's death wasn't entertainment to him. It was pain, a harsh reminder that one wrong word or one bad alliance can end everything in a flash. So now the questions everybody's asking. Did SpotemGottem really get caught playing both sides in a city where that never works? Did those snitching rumors hurt his career more than any diss ever could? Was riding with Foolio the move that sealed his fate? And when survival's on the line, is laying low sometimes the only real way out? In a city like Jacksonville, silence ain't weakness. Sometimes it's survival. Thanks for watching. If you found this story wild, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. The next jaw dropper is loading up right now, and trust me, it's just as crazy.